Yes, Mario, we see you there, but how about letting these guys into the spotlight for once, huh? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 underrated Nintendo games. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. While Nintendo may be well known for their Marios and Zeldas, these games just aren't given enough attention or didn't sell well on their initial release. So for this list, we're looking at the games that were released exclusively on Nintendo platforms that deserve your full attention. Number 10, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. The idea of Toad, out of all Mario characters, getting his own game was something that divided gamers. What would you do with Toad to make a game interesting? Nintendo replied with this puzzle platformer where you help the little guy locate stars by avoiding Shy Guys, Goombas, and Piranha Plants. While the game was well received, it only sold a few 100,000 copies on launch. I guess that's what happens when you launch it the same season as a new Smash Bros. Game. With moderately challenging puzzles, beautiful scenery, and a charming personality, Captain Toad is an entertaining experience for all types of gamers. Number 9, Kirby's Epic Yarn. Kirby may have retained his overloaded cuteness, but many gamers were unsure about this different direction. After getting trapped inside a world made of yarn, Kirby is stripped of his copy ability powers and must rely on a predetermined set of abilities. Jump, float, swim, throw enemies, unzip parts of the world, turn into a destructive robo-tank, mostly usual Kirby stuff. Also, instead of lives and a health system, the game will never let you die, only lose beads. The game saw rave reviews, but since release, it's only sold 2 million copies. It may not be a traditional Kirby game, but don't let that be the judge on the game's enjoyable and calming experience. Number 8, Star Tropics. From the outside, one could easily dismiss this as a Zelda knockoff, but Star Tropics is truly something of its own. It is, perhaps, one of the most peculiar games on this list. Armed with a yo-yo, a young boy sets out to rid towns of evil monsters. Adding to the puzzle solving found in the game, a letter was packaged with the game cartridge. Once dipped in water, it would reveal codes that were crucial to your progress.
The next thing I know, I'm cruising inside a whale. Whoa! Oh, new game from Nintendo, man!
Since launch, we've only seen ports on Nintendo's Virtual Console, along with its inclusion on the NES Classic Edition. We can only guess that the launch of the SNES is what caused this title to slip under the radar. Number 7, The Wonderful 101.
They call me Wonder Blue. No worries, dude.
From the folks over at Platinum Games comes this Wii U exclusive, where players gather everyday citizens in order to turn them into monster-bashing superheroes. Once you've gathered enough heroes, you can draw upon the gamepad to make your League of Heroes form a weapon to solve puzzles or defeat enemies. With its gorgeous art style, ridiculous sense of humor, and challenging gameplay, The Wonderful 101 proves to be a solid product on the Platinum Games portfolio. They could have stopped at a single-player campaign, but they went the extra mile by letting us form a super team of our friends through 5-player co-op. The learning curve might be steep with this one, but your hard work is paid off in the long run. Number 6, Meteos. If you enjoy puzzle games like Tetris Attack and Puyo Pop, then have we got a treasure for you. Inspired by a bizarre blend of Missile Command, The Matrix, and the 24 TV series. This game tasks players in matching 3 or more blocks of the same color in order to launch them off the screen and defeat their opponent. While the game managed to launch sequels and win awards for its music and addictive gameplay, it also only managed to sell just over 200,000 units. If this game hasn't caught your attention, maybe this will. Famed Smash Bros. Creator Masahiro Sakurai was the game's lead designer. Number 5, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Nintendo published an M-rated horror game on a console that looks like a purple lunchbox? Yes, and it was surprisingly excellent for a genre they almost never dive into, receiving a high amount of praise from critics as well as several awards. Sales just really weren't up to par, selling less than 500,000 copies. It's such a shame, given that this is one of the most original and creative titles to grace the GameCube. if you're lucky enough to find a copy, prepare to consume a decent amount of nightmare fuel. Sadly, it's highly unlikely that we'll ever see a follow-up considering the closure of Silicon Knights and a proposed spiritual successor failing to gather its crowdfunding goal. Number 4, Super Mario Strikers. Mario is clearly a sports guy, but his career isn't just all tennis and golf. Super Mario Strikers was the soccer game that brought a can of whoop-ass to the Mushroom Kingdom. Friends became foes, well, they were still foes. It was wacky, it was surprisingly brutal, and most importantly, it was very addictive. Even though it's remembered as one of the best multiplayer games on the GameCube, it also released during a period when the system was on its last legs and barely had any support. Still, if you find a copy or its Wii sequel, give it a go. We promise you'll have a blast. Number 3, Sin and Punishment. Remember that one assist trophy from Super Smash Bros. Brawl of a kid dressed in yellow who swung a pink energy sword around? Well, this is his game.
Nice shot, keep it up.
Sin and Punishment was one of many great shooters offered on the N64. Its run-and-gun action was almost as addictive as, dare we say, Star Fox 64? Unfortunately, this game's release and sales suffered from launching towards the end of the console's life cycle, causing releases in North America and Europe to be cancelled. But thanks to Nintendo's handy-dandy Virtual Console, the game was released worldwide in 2007, with a sequel launching 2 years later.
Oh man, what's our status?
Number 2, Golden Sun. The Game Boy Advance brought us many unique and phenomenal RPGs, but while we were playing our Final Fantasies and Pokemon games, this gem seemed to have slipped under our noses. Golden Sun follows a group of adepts that must protect their world from destructive alchemy. The graphics were impressive for a GBA title, and it's been praised by critics as one of the most original RPGs on the handheld. Sure, its plot and mechanics may follow the tropes of the genre, but in this case, that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Coming from the Underworld Army?
Where else would it be coming from?
Sorry, I guess that was pretty obvious.
Number 1, Bayonetta 2. After releasing the wonderful 101, Platinum Games hit another ball right out of the park with this sequel to a modern classic. Jumping from the Xbox 360 and PS3 predecessor, playing this gave a feeling equal to getting a new car. It was faster, it was adrenaline pumping, and sexier. However, achieving perfect review scores and a handful of awards can only get you so far, as proven by the game's more than disappointing sales numbers, which is kinda criminal considering how amazing it is. So, if you have a Wii U, get this game off of the eShop right now. If you don't have a Wii U, well, fingers crossed for a Nintendo Switch remaster, or maybe Bayonetta 3.
That was quick. Did you get everything? Forgot the caviar.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.